Hello and welcome to Roadmap to a Successful Kickoff Party. I'm Gail Sawchuk and I am a team leader in Colorado. The goal of this training is to walk you through the steps of planning your kickoff party, as well as offer some tips that will help it be as successful as possible so that you can get your business started with a bang. First of all, welcome to Usborne Books and More, also referred to as UBAM. Whether you are on my team, our Bigger Dream Builders team, or not connected to me at all, know that Uzzies across the country are so excited that you are here. All of us are also cheering for you to be successful. The support and training provided at UBAM is truly unmatched. What's your why? You will probably hear this question a lot throughout your UBAM journey, and it's an important one. Your why helps you understand where you are going. You most likely wouldn't start a trip without a destination in mind, even if it's a vague one. The same is true with your business. So let's review some of the common reasons that people join Usborne. The books, of course. You may want to grow a library for your own children. You may also think that the books are so amazing that you just have to share them with all the families, schools, and children you can think of. Most of us join in a big part because of the books. Next is money, and lots of people join for a little extra spending money. It could just be a little cash in your pocket to call your own, or to pay for a class for your kids, or a home improvement project that has been on your someday list for too long. Others of us join because we are wanting to contribute significantly to our household income, or perhaps quit a job that doesn't make us happy. Either way, the flexibility that Usborne offers and the ability to work from home and still put our family first is a huge reward. Then again, maybe it isn't the money at all, but a reason to get out of the house, feel useful, utilize our brain and skills, and make friends. Sometimes I have to pinch myself that I get paid to have fun, and that's another great reason to be a part of UBAM. And of course, our mission of promoting literacy is an amazing, meaningful one, and the opportunities to do this are endless. And finally, whether or not personal growth is on your list now, I guarantee that if you stick with this, the skills you learn will be incredibly valuable to you in all areas of your life. By now, your sponsor and/or team leader has probably been talking to you about your kickoff party. So I wanted to share some of the reasons why hosting this event is a great way to get your business off to an amazing start. I'll admit that at the beginning, I was a little hesitant about sharing what I was doing with my friends. I didn't want to be pushy or overwhelm them, but I'm so glad that I did. In fact, I ended up having two parties, one for just moms in the evening and one with kids on the weekend, just to accommodate as many special schedules as possible. The people who came were so excited for me and had lots of ideas on other ways that I could share the books. Many of the people that were in my initial party are still my best customers, and I'm so grateful that I introduced them to the books. Facebook parties weren't as big when I first joined, but I definitely encourage new team members to host a Facebook kickoff as well, and that way they can reach their out-of-state friends and family. There's a lot to learn when you start your own business, and going through having your party with the support of your supervisors is really the best way to get hands-on training so that you can then help your hostesses have their own great successful parties. After my first party, I earned half of my kit back from the home office, and the commission that I made paid for the second half. But you have the opportunity to also book enough parties to have your whole kit paid for and start this business for free. Plus, I was able to receive so many free books from my boys and to show at my future home shows. Two of my friends hosted their own parties pretty soon after I started, and my business was off to a great start. If you follow the steps in this training and work closely with your supervisors, I know that your kickoff party will be a great success for you as well. Now I'm going to go through the steps of planning your party. This is mostly for your home party, but it'll work for Facebook as well. Step 1, pick a date. How do you decide what the best date is? What I would suggest is think about the 2 or 3 people you think will be most supportive. Maybe it's your mom, your best friend, a neighbor who's a teacher, and ask them what couple dates might work best, and then schedule it around their schedules. Think about what works best for your family, when you'll have childcare, when your husband might be home to watch the kids. And then also, if you're going to have your sponsor or team leader be available, what works for her to come and cheer you on and be a support. Step 2, writing the invite. I think this is a really important step to think through because what you say when you invite people will really impact their decision to come and be excited. So think about, why did you join Usborne? What are your favorite books already? What's the experience that you want to provide to guests? What are you offering to them? You want to make it sound like fun, and it will be fun. Then maybe what you think they will gain by learning about their books, that it will help their kids learn how to read, that they're great for snuggling up with, they'll be good for entertaining them on an upcoming trip. Help them see the benefit of coming to your party, that it's totally worth their while to spend a couple hours with you. Step 3, create your invite list. Wouldn't it be great to earn $100 on your kickoff party? Well, the average guest spends about $40. So that means you want to aim to have 10 people at your party, or 10 orders at a minimum. And here's a great way to think about all the people in your life that you might want to invite. You invite Frank. F, friends. R, relatives. A, acquaintances. N, neighbors. And K, people that you know through your kids. Step 4, invite. For sure that personalizing your invitations to how each person likes to communicate will get you the best turnout. I usually send out an evite, but then I follow up with each person by text or phone, Facebook message, or in person. I love to use the postcards and have them filled out and then hand them out to people that I just run into, stick them in my neighbors' mailboxes, possibly mail them to some people that I think would really appreciate getting something in the mail. And then I also set up a Facebook event, even for my home parties, so that I can provide some information ahead of time and include people that don't live nearby. Step 5, plan your event. This is where it can be really helpful to reach out to your supervisors. If you're nervous or having doubts, talk to them and they can show you some inside personal training on how to have the party work for you. Maybe you met your party at one of her parties and you feel like you can now take on a lot of the pieces of the party yourself, or maybe even do most of it. And then she would just be there to support you. Sometimes your sponsor might not even be available. They might live in a different state because you met her through a Facebook party. Don't you worry, there is lots of trainings, videos, and audios out there. But try to keep in mind what the purpose of the party is, and that's to let your friends know what you're doing, find out who's interested in supporting you. And just a side note, you'll only know this by directly asking them. Your party is to get some practice. It's important to focus on the best ways to accomplish this and stick to the basics. I know for me, I was so excited about all the creative ways that I could host parties, but I think in the beginning, it's really just great to learn the simple steps to having a successful party and then get more creative as you go along. Now that you have sent out your invites and you're getting ready for your show, you're starting to hear from your guests. Hopefully your besties have RSVP'd yes, but don't be surprised if the next people who respond are the ones who know that they can't make it. People have lots going on, so they may need some time to figure out their calendars. They might also not know enough about Usborne books to make a decision, so it's really, really important to send reminders, ideally using a different method than the invite, and to do this individually with a personal message. Something like, "Hey, Susie, I'm just calling to make sure that you received my Evite. I know that sometimes it goes into people's spam folders. I have totally fallen in love with these books, and with Johnny just learning to read, I think you both will really love the Hey Jack early chapter books. I hope you can make it to the party. It just wouldn't be as much fun without you." And then step 7, follow up. Hopefully you've listened to some good trainings on booking shows from your shows and made a great ask at your party. Ideally, you even scheduled a party or two already. But if not, make sure to call all the people who marked that they were interested on their drawing forms, and even the people who didn't might change their mind once they get home and see how much their kids love their books. It might take a couple times for them to call back, but keep reaching out in a consistent but non-stalking manner. And just know that their lack of response doesn't mean that they aren't interested, just that they're busy. Then for all your guests who came, whether they ordered or not, send a personal thank you. Call them after they receive their books to see what they think. The feedback will almost always be rewarding to hear, and they may need new books already. I just want to review some of the tips that I mentioned. Personal invites feel personal. Reminding people is not pushy. In fact, it's necessary. With all the information that people have coming at them and how busy we all are, you need to remind people, and they really appreciate it. Listen to your team leaders. There's a reason that they are having success in this business. One of my main motivations for doing this training was because I so wish that I am where I am now at the very beginning. If I had the confidence to do now and understand why these steps are necessary, I can only imagine where my business would be now. So I hope this training will help some of you get there a little quicker than I did. No matter what, know that it's okay to make mistakes, to not have things work out exactly how you wanted to. As long as you keep learning and growing, I know that you will be amazing at this new business.